Bitcoin versus gold, the great debate. Okay, guys, so I was, hanging out on X after the one of the many recent, Bitcoin crashes, and I came across an interesting tweet by this huge gold bug. His name is Peter Schiff. So he kind of was inspired me a little bit for this video that I'm making comparing Bitcoin to gold because a lot of people are a little bit worried. Cryptocurrencies are very volatile, and maybe a lot of you guys that bought crypto recently are down a bit because of some of the crashes. So I just kind of wanted to just read the tweet that he wrote. And I'm going to link to it in the description below. So Peter Schiff said, Bitcoin just flash crashed to just above 61K. That's just 26 ounces of gold. At its peak 2.5 years ago, one Bitcoin is worth 37 ounces of gold. That's a climb of 30%. Digital fool's gold is clearly in a bear market when priced in real gold. Okay, guys, so let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin versus gold. First of all, this tweet is obviously misleading because once again, the Bitcoin halving hasn't happened yet, okay? And we all know that historically over the last three halvings, like I told you guys in the previous video, Bitcoin has absolutely skyrocketed. So after the first halving, Bitcoin was up 8,000%. After the second halving, it was up 3,000%. And after the third halving, it was up 800%. But of course, he left out some of these details. So now I'm looking at casebitcoin.com, guys, okay? Casebitcoin.com. Bitcoin is absolutely crushed gold over the long run, okay? So over the last 10 years, Bitcoin is up 13,000%, while gold is only up 81%. And over the last 5 years, Bitcoin is up 1,157%. Once again, gold only up 83%. And even after the last year, Bitcoin is up 118%, gold is up 17%. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a couple of reasons why you want to be careful about holding gold. The only reason you should have gold is that in the, if there's like a mass collapse or, stuff hits the fan, you're going to need access to like physical cash to trade and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons why I believe in having gold and also silver as well. Just in case stuff hits the fan, you're going to need something to transact with. But you don't need that much gold because, once again, gold is very heavy and you can store a lot of money in a very small gold coin. But if you guys really want to grow things like your retirement, okay, you want to retire early, gold will not get you there, okay? And the reason is simply because Bitcoin has a much higher compounded annual growth rate than gold does. So looking now at Bitcoin's 5-year compounded annual growth rate, Bitcoin is up 66% on average over the last 5 years, while gold is only up 13%, and the S&P 500 is up 12%. So like I said, Bitcoin is just a much better savings account in general. But if you guys wanted to purchase like some, gold American coins or some your gold Chinese coins or whatever, or you wanted to get a little bit of gold bullion just in case stuff hits the fan, that makes good sense. But I really don't think you need more than a couple $1,000s worth of gold at max. And I would literally allocate the rest of the money into Bitcoin. So here's why. So let's first of all talk about the pros of Bitcoin. Number one, you can store a lot of your wealth without actually carrying it with you, okay? Your Bitcoin is stored on the blockchain, okay? When you have a Bitcoin crypto account, or you have, you've got like a digital wallet, okay? Your coins are actually stored on the blockchain, okay? Now you can move these coins anytime you want from wallet to wallet to wallet, but just realize that you're not actually carrying the wealth on you physically. And that's a great benefit, especially if you have to move quickly. Okay, some of you guys that have gold, maybe you have it stored at home, or maybe you have it stored in a vault somewhere at a bank. Okay, maybe you have like a safety deposit box, or maybe you pay some of these companies like AppMax to store your gold. Well, if stuff hits the fan and you've got your literally entire life savings in gold, it's going to be very heavy. And there are many instances where people have tried to travel to the airport and things like that, and their gold has been confiscated because simply TSA and all of these people are going to ask you, why do you have so much gold on you? So one of the biggest benefits of Bitcoin is being able to store your wealth and quickly move it. The second benefit of Bitcoin is, like I mentioned earlier, you're just making more money on average per year. Like I said, over the last 5 years, Bitcoin is up 66%. Gold is up 13% on average per year. Over the last 10 years, Bitcoin is up 63% on average. Gold is up just 6%. So you're just growing your savings much faster, which will lead you guys to quicker financial freedom. You'll be able to purchase a home, okay? And the good thing about Bitcoin is for you, some of you guys watching this, if you guys get at least zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, you guys should be able to purchase a house in cash, whether you live in the United States or most countries, within the next couple of years. And that's just really not possible when it comes to gold. You just need so much of it, okay? Another big benefit of Bitcoin is that you have access to Bitcoin through ETFs now. So let's take a look and compare some of these ETFs. So that you have the BlackRock Bitcoin Trust, ticker symbol IBIT, and then you have the iShares Gold Trust, ticker symbol IAU. Well, the Bitcoin ETF just launched in January 2024, and it's already up 43% this year versus the Gold Trust, which is only up 13%. And even the Gold Trust has been around for, it's quite some time, okay? The Gold Trust has been around since 2005. So just in this short time, the Bitcoin Trust has already outperformed the Gold Trust year to date, and I expect that to continue simply because, once again, gold is fixed, but the problem with gold is that there's tons of gold still left in the Earth's crust yet to mine, and Bitcoin is only 21 million coins. So 21 million coins versus literally an abundant amount of gold still within the Earth's crust that's been yet to mine. Okay, and then let's talk about some pros for gold. Probably the pro for gold is that you can physically hold your money. Okay, obviously some of you guys, you don't believe in cryptocurrencies, maybe because you haven't researched it, you haven't understood it properly. But gold is old money, it's God's money, and it's easy, to have in your hands. It's easy to see your money. Okay, the second benefit of gold is that if you don't have access to the internet, you can still use it to transact. So we all know that Bitcoin is run on the blockchain, which is used with the internet. And if you don't have internet access, it's going to be difficult to spend your Bitcoin. That's one of the benefits of gold. And a third benefit of gold, I think, is that everyone understands what it is. Everybody understands what gold is. If you show anyone a gold coin, no matter where you go within the world, people will understand it. And most countries have places where you can sell gold easily 24/7. I'm talking about gold exchanges, pawn shops, things like that. Now let's talk about some cons with Bitcoin. One of the biggest cons, I think, with Bitcoin is the volatility, okay? Obviously, volatility it helps higher prices, but a lot of people can't stomach it. And what they end up doing is they end up buying at the top and selling at the bottom. So that's why I kind of recommend you guys out there to, if you guys don't really need the money and you really want to retire, you want to purchase real estate or something like that, just hold on to your Bitcoin. Don't worry so much about the volatility. It's okay to check the price, but just don't worry about the volatility. A second con for Bitcoin is hackers, okay? So people can potentially hack into your crypto exchange, hack into your digital wallet, and steal your coins if they have access to your private keys. So just make sure, if you guys have Bitcoin in a software wallet or a hardware wallet, make sure you don't share your private keys with anyone other than someone you trust, and make sure you don't make your coins susceptible to theft. I had a client recently, he was using Ibit, and his account was completely wiped out when someone stole his stuff. So just make sure that if you leave your coins on exchange, you're using allow listing to stop people from adding crypto address and quickly withdrawing, and using things like a vault or safe, secure, cold storage to keep your coins offline. Okay. And then also use other safe security procedures like 2FA, face recognition. All of these things will help protect your account. And probably the third con about Bitcoin is that people don't really understand it. It's very early. Okay, like I mentioned in my video about how many people have one Bitcoin, there's literally only 1 million wallets with at least one Bitcoin. Okay, and only 2% of all Bitcoiners have at least one Bitcoin. So there really aren't that many people that have Bitcoin in the entire world. Probably less than 3% of the population even has any idea, owns any Bitcoin at all, which means the majority of the population doesn't even own it. But so that means if you guys are watching this video right now, you're very early to Bitcoin. Just realize that when Bitcoin's trading at now between $60,000 and $70,000, I expect Bitcoin to trade for millions and millions of dollars in the future as more and more people use it as a savings account. Okay. Now the cons for gold, obviously it's very heavy. Okay. If you were to store $1 million worth of Bitcoin, there's no weight. but $1 million of gold is going to be very heavy and very difficult to store. The second con for gold is that it can easily be stolen. Okay, you guys, I mentioned a video. I posted a video where I was robbed when I was traveling in Southeast Asia. Someone stole my 1/10 ounce gold Chinese panda coin, and it's gone. You know, there's no way to track it or anything like that. Whereas Bitcoin, every transaction is tracked on the blockchain. And there have been instances where people have had their Bitcoin stolen and they've been able to recover it, or people have hacked crypto exchanges and the government and FBI and things like this have been able to recover it simply because they can just follow the digital trail. And the third con about gold is that the returns are terrible, okay? Now, I'm going to give you guys another caveat where gold might actually crash in price, okay? So the returns of gold have been terrible. As I mentioned, gold is up over the last 10 years, 81%. Versus Bitcoin's up 13,000%. So you're just going to get worse returns on gold. But the thing is, and I kid you not, there was a video posted a while ago I saw about the Winklevoss twins. They're the guys that sued Mark Zuckerberg for basically stealing Facebook for them. Anyway, the Winklevoss twins said that Elon Musk and other entrepreneurs plan to mine gold in outer space. And if they mine gold in outer space and bring it to Earth, the supply is going to skyrocket and the price of gold is going to crash. So, like I said, guys, gold is an element. It can't be created or destroyed, but that doesn't mean it's not abundant in the universe. So, if the Winklevoss twins are right and Elon Musk and these other entrepreneurs go to space, because that's a lot of what space travel is about. Don't get it twisted, okay? These billionaires are not interested in just space travel. They want to take resources from space and bring them to Earth. So, if this is true, if you can mine gold in outer space, places like Mars and the other planets, and they bring this gold to the Earth, the price will crash. Okay, the good thing about Bitcoin is that no matter how many planets or wherever people travel in space, there's still only 21 million Bitcoin. It's a fixed supply. So guys, like I said, I do have gold and I have silver as well, but I'm still passionate about Bitcoin. I believe that most people should have, especially if you want to fast track retirement. Now, this is not advice probably for you guys over the age of 50 or 65, simply because you've worked mostly. But I would say if you guys are under 50 and you're struggling financially and you want to fast track yourself to financial independence, you want to purchase a home, you don't want to have to sleep in your car, you don't want to have to stay at your parents indefinitely, live with your parents indefinitely, you would like freedom and autonomy in this world where the value of our US dollar and our euro and all these currencies is going to its intrinsic value of zero, buy Bitcoin. And I recommend a 50% allocation into Bitcoin. Okay, you don't have to FOMO in, put all your chips on the table, but as long as you guys have at least 50% of your money in Bitcoin stored safely, you guys are going to do very, very well. Like I say, you can start out with 10%. Take 10% of your monthly income, buy Bitcoin. That's what I did in 2019. I started out with 20 bucks. 10% is my recommended. Obviously, you can do more and also have some gold, but you don't need that much gold. You need enough gold in case stuff hits the fan and you need to get out of Dodge quickly. So like I said, you could do that by simply purchasing gold on a place like APMEX, apmex.com. That's my favorite place to purchase it. And what's more useful is getting the gold coins, I believe, even though the premiums are higher. It's just easier to transact, okay? Obviously, you want to keep your certificate of authentication and things like that, just in case there's any question of authenticity. People think you're selling them fake gold or something like that. Hold on to the certificates. But that's my advice. The returns don't lie. I believe Bitcoin wins, but I believe having an allocation to gold. So me personally, if I were to take a look at my net worth, I probably have 50% or more in Bitcoin and probably have a 1 to 3% allocation in gold. So that's my net worth breakdown. That's how I allocate 50% Bitcoin, 1 to 3% in gold. It's working for me. Like I said, I've achieved somewhat of financial independence using this allocation, but things could change. Maybe gold's price skyrockets, maybe Bitcoin's crashes. I don't really think so, because historically it's been literally a slow, steady climb for gold and a exponential climb for Bitcoin. So like I said, guys, if you guys enjoy my channel, smash the subscribe button to get more video updates from me. Give me a like if you enjoy these. I might do some more comparisons, Bitcoin versus other assets, to give you guys kind of some pros and cons and a little bit of perspective. So that's all I got until next time, guys. See you in the next video. Take care.